What kind of things are you eating? Volkswagen?
Everything, lots and lots of protein, buckets of protein, and all the boring stuff. You know, there's not many sweets in there. It's all very clean foods, but plenty of it.
Now you have to be a big dude for Thor, but there's some obligatory shirts off scenes. Were you comfortable with that?
I mean, you know, it is what it is. I don't know. Yeah, Joss Whedon watched the film and he said, "Yeah, we need the scene in here. You got to get your shirt off." And so he knows best. So I listen to him.
But there will be movies where you don't take your shirt off, I'm guessing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're a family man now. You've got a daughter. How has life changed for you as far as perspective?
Oh, it puts it all in perspective, you know, and makes you understand what's important, which is family, and the work is, you know, fun, and I love it, but it's secondary to what's at home.
So when India grows up, do you think she'll be watching Thor? At what point will you let her watch?
I don't know. She might not be interested. By the time she's watching it in 4 or 5 years, I'm sure it might feel a little outdated, but I don't know, fingers crossed.
As far as the character, he's a tough guy superhero. There's some warmth and tenderness involved there. Is that how you are in real life?
I hope so. Yeah. You got to ask the family. I'd like to think I am. Yeah.
What's Thor's greatest asset?
I guess his sense of right and wrong and justice and injustice, and his need to protect and help everybody.
Having that hammer that does just about everything, too.
And the magic hammer, and he can fly.
Your character, how much input did you have in kind of changing him up this go-around?
Well, I suppose I've lived inside him a couple of times, so Marvel and Alan Taylor were really gracious in letting me into conversations pretty early. And I've tried to make his kind of spiritual complexity even darker and more damaged, but also he's the god of mischief, so I've made sure that he has a really good time.
It's like a balance of this likable, psychopathic kind of thing.
Yeah, you said it, the likable psychopath. I mean, the thing about anyone who does terrible things is it's always motivated by something, usually by some kind of heartbreak. And that's been the great challenge for me, is to allow the audience to see that, so that at least, even if they don't want him to win, they can empathize with why he does what he does.
This film, obviously it's called The Dark World, and it touches on a lot of darker themes. There's a lot of, the stakes are really high, the villains are very real and very, very evil, so the light moments are so important, and it's great to be like one of those people involved.
What is it with these Marvel superhero movies that make them so popular?
Oh, the fact that they're so well done, that they're based on such interesting concepts, and they're so spectacular. They're a feast for the eyes and the emotions.
How have you, with all this CGI and green screen, what does that do, when you talk about producers and what they have to do to make these kind of films? How has that changed things over the years?
Well, it only changes things in the sense that things that you might have imagined before but could never put on the screen, now you can put on the screen. There is nothing you can conceive of that you can't put on the screen now. It is just incredible. These movies couldn't have been made 25 years ago, or they couldn't have been made as well as they're made now.
Your resume is legendary. When you look at a film like this and all the special effects and CGI, what's that like for a classical actor like yourself?
Well, it's pretty impressive because the genius behind all this is Kevin Feige, who's president of Marvel, and I think that they look at the film and it's sort of complete, and they reshape it. And we did 2 scenes which were extra filming, which have added to the film, and sometimes they cut. Then they work it out as they go along, and then I think the real impressive side is the computer stuff that's done. These whiz kids, they're all about 14 years of age, I think, and they sit there with the baseball caps and say, excellent. I don't know how they do it, but it is a spectacular film. It is a knockout.
Your character has some humorous moments. How important was it for this movie to have some funny spots in it as opposed to the first one?
Well, the movie has a lot of heavy undertones, with a storyline like it is, and so it was important to go back and sort of add a little bit of humor. I mean, everybody needs to take a deep breath during some of the scenes, and so when you have funny bits in a movie, it sort of goes, oh, okay, everything's fine, and then boom, in comes like a huge, cliffhangers.
The challenge was making the sequel to 2 movies, because this, of course, is a sequel to the original Thor, but it's also a sequel to the Avengers. So how do you do both of those things in one action-packed movie? I think we've done it.
What was the strategy to do that?
Well, the strategy really was continuing the character development of the characters. That's all we care about in Marvel, are the characters themselves. And Thor and Loki have a bit of sibling rivalry.
Amazing cast. I mean, I just talked to Sir Anthony Hopkins. What was it like working with this cast?
It's one of the best ensembles we've ever gotten, and it is with Chris Hemsworth, with Tom Hiddleston, Natalie Portman, Sir Anthony Hopkins. Chris Eccleston joins us this time. It's an embarrassment of riches.
What is that like being clad in prosthetics and getting all that makeup on a daily basis?
Challenging.
How much time in the makeup chair and getting all that stuff loaded up?
For Algrim, it was about 3 hours. For Curse, it was about 2. And often I'll be playing the same characters in the same day. So it's like 5 hours in, maybe 3 out. And then, you got to work out in it, fight in it. And it was a challenge. But, when you see the end result tonight, it obviously pays off. It's absolute joy to do it.
What was that like going toe-to-toe with Thor?
It was great. I mean, we're both big guys, and there we were out in Iceland in -30. That was the one time the suit was actually to the advantage. He's absolutely joy to work with. Chris is a great guy, total professional, and he deserves that hammer.
I know you do a lot of TV. How much more of a challenge was filming?
There are similarities, but it's a whole different ball game. Everything gets bigger. The screen gets bigger. The budgets get bigger. Thank goodness. We get to go more places. Sometimes it's not that different. You're still trying to get performances out of people and still trying to, I had a warm-up, which was called Game of Thrones, which this guy has not been allowed to watch. This is the first of my work that he's been able to see in a long time.
There may be something coming up in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that connects to this film and is kind of like an Easter egg connection. It's not a full sequel, but it's a continuation of this story in our show.
Well, close enough as a fan to be afraid of Loki.
I'm not afraid of Loki. No, he hit me from behind. I want another go at that Asgardian bastard.
Chris is beyond. He's Adonis status. I don't think, I would walk on a set and just constantly tease him and be like, clearly you're slacking in your workout. He's just giants. There's no way around it. He was born to play Thor.
Would you consider him a gentle giant, or would you not want to mess with this dude?
Oh no, I think he's a gentle giant by all means. I mean, especially now that he's got his beautiful young daughter and wife, and he's a family man now, and I think he always has been. I mean, he's very tight with his family, and now even, he's got his immediate family that he cares for deeply, so he's a great dude. I was probably in the hair and makeup trailer for about, 2 hours every morning, getting retouched up with all my blonde, putting my wig on. This is gnarly. It wasn't as bad as some other people. I actually had my own real facial hair. Some people had to glue all their facial hair on. I just had to constantly touch up my peroxide job.
What was the greatest challenge for you getting into character?
The suit. The fat suit. They haven't given me a new suit. It was the same old skanky suit from... No, actually the suit, it takes about 2.5 hours and all, but even standing still, you overheat. So we had to have this T-shirt with this ice water system that keeps your core temperature down. Otherwise, you ain't going nowhere. And there was huge fighting, but I had a new axe and a new armor, so I had a lot of fun.